in our previous interviews, you've mentioned that the Cool Beans Chalmers doctor is darker, but you never told me that he was going to be so funny. So why was it so important to you guys to have the doctor be funny?
He is funny, I think. He is funny. I think the doctor is funny. I'm not sure he's cool. I think the nearest we got to that was Tennant. But I think the doctor should always be someone who doesn't really... He's got very extremes. He can be incredibly... everyone here's going to die. Oh, wait a minute, I've forgotten something. You know, and here's a wine gum. So I think there should always be that kind... I think the doctor is funny, in short, really. But at the same time, he's got to have a darkness with him as well, right, Mike?
Yeah, and I think that you kind of need that humor, too, to kind of take the edge off of the darkness as well, or else it just gets a bit dreary to listen to. So you got to lighten the mood a little bit.
Yeah, it's not Batman.
It's not Batman.
Although we love Batman. But you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. He's got to be... Thank you for the compliments, obviously, about being funny. I mean, I love to hear the dialogue, because... there is a banter there between Holmes and the Doctor, I think, which is very good. So but thank you for that, and thank you for that wonderful compliment in the review of 4, saying, you know, some of the lines were good about the whole lunatic girl meets cult member and stuff like that. Thank you. That was very nice.
Yeah, the first 3 minutes of that episode were extremely funny, and my wife was enjoying it, and she hasn't even listened to any of the rest of the episodes. So she was just sitting there listening next to me as I was listening to it, and she was enjoying the banter, as you said, between Holmes and the Doctor, and she got on board just because of the humor. So.
Thank you. Well, I think that your wife and you will definitely like our Series 3, which we're currently in development with now, which is tentatively titled Chummin' with the Master. And it features the Dark Journey Doctor in suburban Peterborough, living a suburban lifestyle with his neighbors the Daleks and the Cybermen. He lives a daily workabout life. Works down at the factory.
It's awesome.
The Master's a stay-at-home mom.
It's awesome.
And there's a laugh track. So if it's not funny, we'll just make it funny.
It's a departure.
Yeah, it's a departure.
It's a departure.
A dark departure.
A dark departure. Yeah.
So look out for that sometime in 2037.
That'll be fine. We improvised that scene with the wine gum, didn't we? Didn't we do something?
The wine gum? No.
It was a little bit.
It was there, but it wasn't... we played around with it a lot, I think, on the last day of taping.
Yeah. And Clay mentioned a bit about the whole recording of the wine gum thing there.
The wine gum? Oh, yes. Tell us about the wine gums.
Yeah. Hang on a second. Let's get your position here. This is a good technical story.
Which part? The wine gums.
When I was eating the wine gums and saying the lines, and we wanted to pass the wrapper to Roy, who plays Holmes. But Clay could actually tell that I was eating these wine gums.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he couldn't see me because he's behind this curtain.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So basically, he's eating the wine gums. I guess you were enjoying them.
I loved them.
He was really enjoying it.
I loved
he
them.
really was.
We're like, these are props, buddy. Like, stop eating the wine gums.
Except they're totally building up phlegm in his throat.
Yeah.
And making it very difficult for me to record, unfortunately. So there was a lot of, clear your throat. That type of
Yeah. It was like working with a very strange psychic. He says, Andrew, are you eating
wine gums?
Wine gums. And I'm like, no. He's like, take them out of your mouth. I can hear your mouth is full of saliva. This is,
But that's the nature of recording, I guess, because it picks up everything, especially when you get, or you have decent mics and in front of someone's face, just sucking it all in. So,
Anyway, there's a nice little saliva story for you there. But that was improvised to a certain degree, as was the magnifying glass scene, wasn't it?
Yes.
You mean you pimped my magnifying glass?
Yeah, when he's looking into my eyes when I'm trying to get away from...
The dialogue was there, but it was more...
telling about Cassandra.
The performance was heavily changed just because of the chemistry that you and Holmes had kind of developed.
Right.
I think, like it was there on the page, but not... How you say it? Not the way that it was delivered. The way that it was delivered was really kind of worked out on the spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I also thought the magnifying glass, you don't get my noise joke was pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, yeah, actually,
Andrew was very particular about that Clay put in the right sound effect for the magnify. That'd be a different sound effect than the sonic.
Yes.
A separate sonic.
It wasn't my idea, though. I think it was your guys'
Was
idea.
I don't know where I end and you begin anymore. So
how romantic.
yeah.
How romantic.
Maybe it was Clay.
Here's a secret.
Here's a secret. Go.
It was actually the same sound, except I just slightly changed it.
So that makes a different sound.
But it was the same sound.
But it came from the same family.
The same source.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow. The same source. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So either I'm fired as director, or you're fired as sound. Or he's fired.
I'm just fired generally, I think. Yeah. So there you go.
It was indeed the
Sounds
same
great.
sound.
Okay. Yeah. It does sound good. It does sound good. Yeah. But anyway, we're glad you like the
Sound effect.
The sound effect. Yeah.
I'm actually afraid to ask another question here, but was there a joke or a moment that you guys had in the first 4 episodes that was your favorite? Like, did you have a favorite joke from the script?
Mike.
The wine gums, perhaps.
That's a big favorite with me, to be honest with you, Dan. Yeah.
I think the part where Holmes and the doctor are escaping from the dogs, and they jump up on the train carriage, and the doctor says, "A Holmes cooked meal, perhaps." Never mind, bad joke.
Oh, you like that one?
Yeah, I like that one because I think it breaks the tension quite well.
The dog
You've got all this action, and then it's exactly what you were saying, Dan. You've got this dark doctor. They're in this really tricky situation, and then all of a sudden he's cracking this like really cheesy joke. This is quite funny. It works quite well, I thought.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'd say my favorite at this point is the one coming up. There's one coming up specifically has actually had me laughing. Like the timing of it is just.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I've been going over and over, just making sure. It's right.
You can say
and
that.
I'm trying to deliver the pause, the proper like Andrew Chalmers pause. To really hit it.
Okay.
And once I got it in place, I love it. It's a great moment, and you'll know when it is. Like it's close to the very beginning, but it's great. Yeah, I can't say when it is, obviously. So.
I like how we talk about an Andrew Chalmers pause. You should mention that to my wife. She'd love to get the secret of that, and then tell her about the Andrew Chalmers mute button. You could probably get some money from that. Yeah. Thank you. Favorite joke? I would probably say I do like the wine gum scene, and I do like lunatic cult member. It's an average story, and the whole thing about it is I listen to these kind of scenes now, and I think I would have done them a little bit kind of differently. I think just in ways, but you hear that a lot.
Really, Olivier?
No, I'm not being a. You know what? I'm just saying though. Hey, Rocco. Anyway, yeah. So I would think wine gums definitely, because there was an element of us all working together on that. Clay was working with the saliva. Roy and I were trying to work out the scene. Mike was coming in and kind of directing. So I always love things that are the result of a team effort.
You got to mention Rush.
Yeah. So I'd probably say the wine gum scene. Yeah, for that reason. Yeah. It was collaborative, which I always have difficulty saying. Yeah. I would think so. What's yours?
I would say probably the wine gums was my favorite so far, but again because of the Rush thing too. Because you found them at the Rush concert, or you thought you lost them at the Rush concert.
That was Mike's idea to put that line in, because obviously, as you may have heard, you've heard the rumors. I'm a Rush fan, although you think the production team is a Rush fan, although Clay's got moving pictures on vinyl. But that was Mike's idea. Do a Rush concert. In '82 or something. So I said, okay,
Well, I wanted to kind of do a little touch of Canadiana in the production as well. A little taster, a little hint.
Yeah.
As to where we kind of taped it from and what we were all about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
As in me not knowing anything about Rush. I wanted that in there somewhere. So
It's the General Lee. He's the lead singer.
He's good.
I think the thing about the Canadian thing is, speaking as a Brit who lives in Canada now, I do like this idea of doing a Canadian thing, which I consider it to be, for obvious reasons. And I like that. I'm not sure if there are other Canadian.
No, we're the only one.
Mike, forever the publicity guy is always telling me it's the first Canadian one, but I'd like to agree with that as well. But and I will do from this point on.
Yeah.
But I like that idea. I think it's nice to just have that kind of thing a little bit, like a Canadian thing. I don't know, just some of that, just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Yeah.
That was good. So now let's go from the humor to the darkness.
Oh my God.
So you've hinted at this darkness a lot over the first 4 episodes. Hinted about him losing someone close to him. Do we get to find out more about this?
Yes. In probably about 9 months. No, I'm just joking. No. You will do.
We'll find out a bit more about the Noble Project and what that's all about.
You'll find out
from our doctor.
Yes. Thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth there. Yes, the Noble Project is a big thing for this doctor, as well as this business he's got with the site and this ability at the end of his life to. He's basically the sum of his battles and his encounters. And I think have we done the whichever beast I feed the most? Is that episode 4?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's basically the sum of his battles, but he can't afford to have these frontline battles anymore because of the effect it has on him, which I thought was an interesting little thing. But when he does have the sight, it takes a lot out of him. It can be dangerous, but he's able to see more than he can before. So the fact that he's a little bit on the psychic side, I think, gets him involved in things which are slightly darker, as far as that's concerned. So in answer to your question, yeah, you will find out more. And the next season is... It sort of started off being rather simplistic. Originally, it was going to be David Tennant and Jack the Ripper, and it was a script for a 45-minute episode. And now it's turned into some kind of, I'm not sure what it is. I've had relationships that haven't been as long as writing Dark Journey. But it's the last half of it is very wide-reaching. And you see a lot, and you find out why he left Gallifrey in the first place. So it goes all the way back to the first Doctor. And then you see that things are not quite as they're set up to be. It's not exactly a standard kind of story. So it's very far-reaching. It's very, I don't want to use the word epic, but it's very epic. That's what I would say. Yeah. You can't choose a better word. Use the word you were trying to avoid in the first place, I would say. Yeah.
And to make it more epic, you had a few cameos so far in this story. There's a little Tom Baker cameo in episode 2, and then I think I heard some Daleks towards the end of episode 4 there.
Yes,
indeed.
Yes, which I was convinced Mike was one of those, actually.
I was not.
I didn't hear a New York Dalek.
No, you didn't hear that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hey, Mr. Navras, what's going on with Dr. Dalek? Yeah, this kind of thing. Yeah, but and that's all. Once again, that's all down to to Clayton doing the sound on it. I mean, when I listen to these things are a huge surprise to me. The whole Tom Baker scene was written, but the dialogue was chosen, I think, by Mike, who put it in there with Clayton's wonderful, his take on things. And the first time I heard it, it was brilliant. I mean, I was close to tears. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, well, you always worry about marrying something that's new and something that's already been around for 30 or 40 years, and is it going to work? Is it going to sound okay, right, Clay? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what were the challenges putting that in and putting some sound effects in that maybe weren't even recorded 30 years ago, as well as some of the stuff that we've done now?
It's like, honestly,
well, because some of it's mono, right? And it's like,
well, I mean, like you can tell like that it was recorded on older equipment, so there's definitely limitations there. Like it sounds lo-fi compared to when you listen to what we have done.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, it's awesome to see how technology has really evolved to the point that it has for us to be able to do this, in the first place.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
But it was just a lot of manipulation, like trying to pull back, like hiss and stuff like that, and ducking down, a lot of the stuff that was happening between the dialogue in that original scene.
Yes.
And just kind of like, just
Playing with
finessing
it,
it,
making
playing
it
with
work.
it, yeah, like as if it's sort of like, putty a little bit.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's not like 100%, like all, I mean, you'll never get it to 100%, but, I think it turned out, I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
I would just,
It sounds distant as well, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
It
And I
sounds
mean,
distant.
that's the thing too that we kind of liked with this production. It kind of marries a lot of the old kind of stuff, that classic-y kind of stuff, but also the very new kind of stuff. I mean, I think that there's a lot of links between Dark Journey and sort of the like the New Adventures kind of era of Doctor Who. It is a little bit darker. It is a little bit edgier, but also it's still. I think it's still accessible enough to the average listener, whereas perhaps maybe some of the novels weren't near the end.
Yeah. I think I was reading about the New Adventures the other day, and I thought to myself, wow, these guys have, like, this is like some of the stuff in the books was really
crazy. Yeah.
really dark. I don't know whether you've ever read any of these or.
No, I haven't had a chance.
I remember them coming out at the time, and of course I went to buy them all, But some of them were incredibly, like, I was reading them going, what is going on
the Doctor's
here?
a drug addict in one of them, and there's sex scenes, and there's all kinds of stuff.
Is there?
Yeah.
I didn't see those,
Yeah.
but I'll be checking those out.
Well, there are no illustrations, but
Yeah, there's no illustrations,
Yeah.
no. Exterminate? Is that it? Sorry. Do not give me pink cider on a Wednesday.
excellent.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but in one of the synopses, and I thought this was quite creative, but they actually said, I think Mike's expecting a joke here, but no, it's not a joke. But they actually said that how the Sixth Doctor, he fell off his exercise bike and regenerated, right? They actually said that he attempted to commit suicide to not become the Valeyard. And there was some book that they wrote where Seven had to go and talk to Six and tell him not to kill himself because he wasn't going to be the Valeyard. And I thought to myself, and this all got rather kind of crazy, and the Sixth Doctor almost killed a child.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, wow, these guys were on crack, man. This is nuts. But that's just an example of how darker it was, really.
Yeah.
Well, it was the wilderness years, right?
Yeah, people just were writing all sorts of kind of stuff, and companions were fornicating in the TARDIS willy-nilly, and that's not a pun, willy-nilly, I'm just saying. But it was all going on, really. So I think in comparison, we're kind of a bit lame, really. Tame and lame,
Well, now you know what season 3's actually got to be. You got to ramp it up.
Yeah,
we gotta ramp it
got a
up.
little bit of crazy there. Yeah.
Full frontal nudity in the next audio.
Yeah, on the audio. Yeah.
Can you do that, Clay?
I think we can do that.
Yeah, okay.
You can do that. Yeah.
Well, that was all the questions that I had for you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I only
Alright.
need to provide 2 or 3 questions, and you guys take care of the rest. So.
By take care of the rest, you mean never stop talking?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's
That's
good.
about that.
You guys have great chemistry between you, so it's easy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we've done a lot of stuff together, which is good, and it's just it's a nice thing. Yeah.